Huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, they call it a bird, right? We got to move this bird.
So we just said, so just stay where you are. Just said, so all I did was lift up, move it back. It did the line and set it down.
Oh, so you hovered in it?
Huh?
Because you were in it. You hovered in it. Just hovered and moved it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Ah.
So,
That's still basically the experience.
yeah,
of it,
yeah.
so.
How did it feel?
Oh,
Well, different than an airplane, yeah?
oh yeah, man.
Was it?
The bubble type, the 500, Hughes 500.
Oh yeah. MD 500. Yeah.
Yeah.
When was that? That was when you were working for Allison? That wasn't during the war.
Oh, yeah.
Uh-huh.
That was about 700
Mm-hmm.
up at, I couldn't ask for a better job than I had.
Yeah, so you actually really, you could say you liked your job, right?
Oh, yeah.
So when you got that little inheritance, why did you quit your job if you liked it? You just thought you didn't need to work anymore? Why did you quit your job?
Quit enjoying it.
Yeah, that's true. Even if you liked your job, it's
Yeah.
better not to work, I guess.
No.
Do you guys know why he got an inheritance and who he got it from?
Some lost relative or was it someone direct relative? I don't know. Who was your inheritance from?
Can you tell them who you got that inheritance from and why?
AJ, the farm, they had two daughters and they passed away from emphysema, both of them.
Oh wow.
And they died. They always took a like to me, and I worked on the farms all the time, so I was just second service.
When Grandpa was 17, 16, when did your father pass away?
Well, he died in 1937.
Yeah. So Grandpa was 16, his father passed away. His mother had some mental problems because of that. She was left all alone.
Yeah.
He was sent back east to Minnesota to finish his high school years on a farm and go to Mahnomen, Minnesota. Here's a California boy going back there.
To a farm in Minnesota.
To a farm in Minnesota. And he worked for this guy, AJ, the Skirmahorn Farms with this big rich farms, and AJ Robinson was there like the manager of all this. And AJ Robinson was married to his aunt. Was married to Grandpa's aunt. So that's why he went back there.
Yeah, my mother's sister was back there.
Yeah.
So he was like a second son.
AJ never had any boys to work on the farms. Oh, they thought as long as they didn't want me living out here on my own. So they said, well, send it back here, we'll get him in the farm industry.
Yeah.
So
then you inherited after the two daughters passed away? Right?
So the two daughters, Marge and Marion, they passed away. And then when AJ died, you were the only one left.
yeah. Yeah.
So he left his money to you. Or at least did they have any kids? They had some kids though too.
Mary and Marge had a couple of kids, but the kid was no good. Ed Brecky.
Yeah, Brecky.
He was no good, and so they didn't want to leave any money to him. So I was there, and that's how I stayed.
Yeah, so he was kind of like, he said, like a second son to AJ Robinson. And
So
yeah.
I did everything on those farms. And,
tell us some of the things you did back there on the farm.
well, let's see. summer
Oops.
during the season, well, when I go out and work at the different, there's huge big farms, beautiful big farms. There's a brown farm that was the closest to town. And the St. Pierre farm is a little further out. And the ranch is out by Twin Lakes where I was, they had a cabin. And Wobbin had a farm, great big yellow barns. In those days, they had to have big barns because of the horses.
Mm-hmm.
This is before tractor days.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Yeah, so,
Pull the equipment over.
yeah,
Awesome.
yeah, so
It's like thinking about pre-internet days.
Mm-hmm.
Before there was even phone.
during this harvest system, each farm had their own bunkhouse.
Mhm.
Where all of these guys that worked the farms, that was their only job, is to go around these different farms and bring in all the weed this friend of mine, his name was Kenneth too, and Ayers, and so we palled around together. We stayed in these bunk houses during the season. We move around to one another as the crops come.
Yeah.
And so I didn't know anything about cattle or any horses or anything like that. Because I was a city boy from L.A.
Yeah, city boy from L.A.
Goes be a cowboy.
So as the corn and everything would get wrapped and tied, we'd walk all together and check the corn like that. You see the farms with their
Yeah,
corn
I've seen
trucks
pictures of
up
that, yeah.
like that.
Mm-hmm.
And the next movie, this kid, he was my age, and he knew all about getting the horses ready to pull different wagons. So that we hooked the horse to the wagons. That's before we had tractor days.
That's crazy.
1940s or
No, this is 1930s.
30s.
Mommy, you have a noodle on your shirt.
About 37, 38, 39.
No.
Before World War II.
Well, let's see.
What was that time you went to North Dakota or something? You drove the sheep back? Didn't you drive a big herd of sheep back to...
Oh yeah, that was just one of the jobs of the farm. Was see, I could drive an old truck. So they used me for driving the. After we checked, we throw these bundles of wheat in the thrash machine, and out would come pure grain. And then they spout out into my truck. And it would fill up the truck, and
He's getting old too, you know.
we fill up the old, fill up my truck, then I'd have to drive it to down, I'd have to drive it into Mahnomen,
Big city.
big city, and
Probably 20 people.
I drive on the scale, and you weigh the grain, so the guys know how much money they get.
Yeah.
So
Did you ever try to put any stones on there and make it heavier? Try to put any big stones on there to make it heavier or anything?
I know. I did cheat.
No. No.
So, yeah, we drive up the elevator, take that grade up the top of the silo,
Oh my gosh.
and dump it down into the silo. And then I go back out to the farm and I do like a job like this.
Yeah, you guys.
That's pretty interesting.
Come on.
From the farm.
That's better than what you guys are doing, right?
Yeah.
So then,
Well, that's done by machines now. So.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, trucks still have to be driven, but
yeah, they.
everything else. Yeah.
So then I empty the truck and drive back out to the thrashing machine again, park in front of the big old spout. Then it would fill up my truck again. And those horses were so well trained. Those horses knew just what to do. They could back up, they could do everything.
Yeah.
Like you used to now you put the tractor reverse and back up. These horses.
The horses did the same things, huh?
Yeah.
Well, they knew what to do without even telling it. So.
Yeah, exactly.
So, yeah. Boy, it was a lot of fun. I enjoyed it.
Because you had some when you're on your time off, you had some fun, right? You go to the lakes and with all the pretty girls and.
AJ and my aunt Judy, they had a cabin at the lake, Twin Lake.
Twin Lakes, Minnesota.
So that was a nice cabin, had a boat out in front. Let's see.
Did you learn to sail back there? Did they have a sailboat or a motorboat? What kind of a boat? What? Just a rowboat?
Just a motorboat.
A motorboat.
Yeah, it had a little engine on the back.
Uh-huh.
What fun.
It's on the very south end of Minnesota.
Twin Lakes, yeah?
Yeah.
You found it?
Yeah.
He's looking at the map to see where Twin Lakes is located.
Directly south of Minneapolis. It's right on the south end of Minnesota.
No, it's up north.
Really, up north? It's not.
Yeah. It's west of Mahnomen. You see Mahnomen there?
Do you see Mahnomen? Mehno? No. Menoh.
Nomen.
Yeah. Mahnomen. Spelled. It's a little town. John and Grandpa went back there a couple of years ago. Grandpa was in the lead car of the parade in Mahnomen.
Did you ever go to
MEH NOM MEH NOM.
the Lake Superior up there?
Mahnomen.
The Great Lakes?
It's just on a road trip.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Where's it from there?
Where's Twin Lakes from Mahnomen? Just east of there?
Twin Lakes. You see where the Detroit Lakes is on the map? It's northeast of that. About 50 miles.
Not sure.
So what'd you do for fun? You had parties at AJ's cabin?
Oh. Yeah, we had not every Friday, but every Friday we have what they call a wagon rides where
Hay rides?
Huh?
Hay rides?
rides.
Did you really? You did that hay rides? Wow.
Oh yeah, they did all the hayride stuff. And
That's high school fun back then, Katie. You never had a single hayride in Prague.
Don't they have hay rides in Davis?
so we'd all have our girlfriends back on the hayride. And Engvall, that Norwegian, he was the bus driver for the town. Went out and picked up all the kids and brought them into town. And he was the bus driver, so
What was his name?
he hooked up with horses every so often. And we'd all go on a hayride, you
What was his name again?
know. Oh,
The Norwegian guy?
Norwegian,
Is it Angle or?
let's see. There was Jude's house. The rabbi down Jude's house was where he kept his bus,
Uh-huh.
and it was Engvall.
Engvall,
That
something like that?
sounds very Norwegian, yes.
Yeah, yeah. So he took you guys, he took you, went up and picked up all the kids. And where did he drive you to in that hayride? Where'd you go?
Oh, we'd go weave in and out one part or the other, and either pick up kids or dump the kids.
Oh, I see, yeah, uh-huh. Good appetite tonight. That's good. It's like to see me.
Far different life than you kids are.
A little bit different nowadays.
You guys, Andrei, Alex, Katie, you never went on a hayride. Not a single one.
No.
No. Katie, I think you ought to go and start organizing that in Davis. Yeah.
Agriculture around
Well, I
here.
think they do
It's
that.
agriculture.
I think they do it. Yeah.
Do they?
I'm pretty
For fun?
Probably for like Halloween or something. I don't know.
Oh, you should do it. And then think about, dedicate your ride to Grandpa.
Mhm. Was that a horse-drawn?
There were horses, yeah.
You kids missed all that kind of life.
Simple, yeah.
Yeah.
These are all
I rode carriages in the Czech Republic a few times.
I think we envy your life more than you envy ours.
Oh,
Yeah, you just don't know what you missed.
I think we do when we hear your stories. Then we hear what we missed.
Yeah.
All we got, all the kids today have is iPhones and Twitter, and he had hay rides and
iPhones and Twitter.
that's all the kids today have.
Twitter.
iPhones.
Yeah, kids nowadays just like this
Yeah,
all the time.
and he was actually doing stuff. He was, harvesting the wheat and going on hay rides and swimming in the Twin Lakes.
Yeah, it's
Well, I
called
haven't
brain
rode on
cells.
hay, but I have
Yeah.
rode on ostriches and elephants and camels.
Yeah, that's true. There are different.
In the wintertime, I've actually walked to school in 30 below weather.
13 below?
30.
30
Yeah.
Fahrenheit.
Fahrenheit.
And, well, it was only about 4 blocks.
Oh, okay.
Oh yeah.
But still, that's cold.
Well, Fahrenheit and Celsius
So,
are close to the
Might not make it 4 blocks in that temperature.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was so cold.
Yeah, for a California. You were probably dreaming of the beach when you were walking down there, thinking of the beach.
I actually happened to see the news the other day, and it showed Fargo. On the news the other day, it showed, the feels like temperature because of the wind and such. It said
Oh, yeah.
feels like negative 37
Yeah.
in Fargo, which is just near there. It's-
Fargo's near there, yeah.
So.
Yeah. In the summer. My dad or my uncle, he had a lot of owned a lot of sheep. And he raised a lot of sheep from the farms. That was what he was getting. And And then when that same truck I hauled grain in, we put a platform halfway up, and I had two loads of sheep on the top platform and one on the lower.
Two loads of sheep like that.
So sheep, and then grain.
Yeah. So then I'd haul those sheep to Fargo to the, and then they'd take them in, they'd shear the wool off and throw them in big bags and do it. So we had work order in to sell the wool. And then those sheep would go to the slaughterhouse. And then, I hauled from the Brown farm where we had sheep, we'd load them up on that two-layer truck, and I'd haul them to Fargo, and going to these little towns like Ada and Borup and Walden and all those little towns. It seemed like every time I went through a town, those sheep would go bah.
They got excited when we went through a town, yeah?
That crazy noise. Everybody thought, oh, look at that poor guy with that load of noisy sheep.
Were you were alone in the truck with those sheep? Just you?
Well, there's a guy right ahead of me. He had a load too.
I see. There were two of you in a convoy, kind of. Yeah.
Because I had to have follow another truck.
Yeah. That's funny.
Yeah.
Bah through the towns.
So I'd have to, and then they lay down in the truck and they smother themselves.
Oh.
See?
Yeah.
They got gasping for breath. So I had a wand. I'd have to get out, and I'd have to. We had wires connected to the battery.
Oh my gosh.
So I had to shock them into getting up.
Stand up.
Oh my gosh.
Getting up so they wouldn't smother you. Oh, we lose the sheep.
Jeez.
Wow.
So they get up and go a while further. But
Yeah, you had to deliver them alive, not dead.
she said, your job wasn't too bad, Andrei.
Yeah. Yeah. The job you're doing now isn't so bad. Yeah. Yeah, that's pretty wild.
Well, that's a pretty interesting job.
Yeah.
In the wintertime, we had have parties and go down to the river. Outside of the there's a kind of a river going through, and we had it would turn to ice, and we'd ice skate around there.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
That's what they did for fun on the...
Yeah, we'd ice skate, and there wasn't any hills to slide down. So we tied a rope on the back of a car, go down the street, and off to the side is a gully for all the snow. And we sit there, we told the other guy and told
on skis or a sled?
On a sled? On sled or on skis?
that was our surfing.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I guess it was on a sled. That was surfing.
Yeah. Seen some videos of people doing that.
Did all the other kids have to work like you did, or is this just you?
Yeah.
All the kids that you knew,
All the kids had.
all had kids had jobs, because
they all
everybody
had
was
their-
farmers, you know, everybody.
They all had their duties of what to do every year.
Uh-huh.
especially the ones that come on the farms.
Yeah, I don't think you guys, your classmates didn't have to do jobs like that.
Not sure if I know anyone that.
So I never
Yeah.
thought I'd live
Oh,
till my
actually,
grandchildren all about those experiences.
Yeah. You never thought when you're hauling those sheep from
Well,
Fargo.
no, I never thought they'd listen.
Yeah, that's right.
With the situation down there,
With the
Come-
phones and the computer, nobody wants to
They
listen.
listen anyway.
That's right.
Anyway,
It's interesting that we still have Minnesota connections through Tommy and through these properties that we have
Yeah, of all the places.
of all the places.
it was kind of a simple life. It
Yeah,
was so much fun.
a lot of fun, right?
Yeah.
You think your life would have turned out different if you hadn't had to go back to Minnesota?
Well,
If
it
you,
was nice to accomplish everything, like working at the farms, living at the beach, living in the mountains,
yeah, you did everything.
and I just did it all, see. That's why I figure I had a fantastic life. 'Cause I got to do it all. Or you guys are missing so much.
Yeah, we have to try to branch out a little bit, do some different things. Well, Katie's kind of working on the farm up at UC Davis.
UC Davis has tractor driving classes.
Well, I learned
She can learn to drive a tractor at UC Davis.
It's a class.
I lived
Oh,
on a
I'm
farm
sure you
for a
did.
week.
Yeah.
I grew up with my uncle
Learned
bought
that
his
there's
first
no hay or animals.
farm all the tractor. He pulled in front of the office there, but
Katie, I think you ought to sign up. Tractor driving 101.
yeah,
You never know when you might need to drive a tractor.
Yeah.
of course,
Find yourself in an emergency. And
Yeah, I know how to do it.
that's sort of a whole new era. Because going from horses pulling your buggies and stuff like that to tractors pulling your buggies.
He went through all those years. Just imagine 100 years of so many changes in American life or in the world.
Yeah.
almost all of the development of aviation.
Yep, and he could have been in World War II out there. Just lucky he was still training. They never called his squadron.
Yeah. Yeah, I had to go back to Rapid City, South Dakota, the air base there, where our crew we crewed up in Lincoln, Nebraska. So bombardier, navigators, I was a flight engineer in the all the gunners back to the back. And of course they all had their 50 caliber machine guns on their rack. And boy, to crawl in that B-17, that ball turret on the bottom, you know?
Yeah, that ball turret.
Yeah. You lift up the back of it, then crawl down inside and lock yourself in that thing.
Oh, talk about claustrophobia.
Yeah.
And then
Just you have a view.
lock yourself in there. And then they had aircraft that come up and shoot blanks at our B-17, and we were supposed to shoot back, you know, all the guns.
This is all practice, yeah.
And, boy, so we're all fired. Then an airplane come by, tow target. They come by, and all I have is a ring and bead sight. You know, like this.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yep.
that's all I had. So, but it would fire at those, that the ship pull a tow target by. it would have the shells would be colored, so it hit the ones that could hit that
Oh, tracers.
target. Yeah.
Tracers, so you can see it.
Were you any good as a tail gunner?
Oh, I was on top turret.
Oh, in the top turret. Okay.
The planes there had the top turret.
Okay.
Where they had a tail gunner, two waist gunners, a radio operator, and
The crew was about what, 6, 7 guys? What was a crew? The crew was 6 or 7 guys. How many were in the crew?
10.
10. Wow. Okay.
Tail gunner, 2 waist gunners. Then we had the radio operator. Up front of the nose was a navigator, bombardier, and bombardier, navigator.
Pilot and co-pilot.
Well, he one step up. Did you ever get the B-17?
Not in a B-17, no.
Oh, well, one step up will be the next deck up. That would be the or the pilot, co-pilot. And I was right between them. The turret, the top turret gun was right behind the pilot and co-pilot.
Ah, I see.
This pilot we had, he was only 20 years old.
Can you believe that?
Yeah.
It's like you're just a little older than you, Katie. Jeez.
I think I was the oldest guy in the crew at 21.
21, the oldest one on the crew. These people are expected to go fight a war.
Yeah.
You know?
Anyway, we went up, went to Lincoln, Nebraska, and they put all the crews together up there like a bombardier navigator. All got one crew and met everybody. Then we went up to Rapid City, South Dakota, where we trained together as a group. And it's right up where Mount Rushmore is.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And yeah, so we go and take off from Nelson or Rapid City, South Dakota, and fly away someplace and fire the tow targets. And one day, it was, I had to get checked out on how to land that thing in case the pilot and the co-pilot got killed or hurt so bad they couldn't get that airplane on the ground.
Mm-hmm.
So
The rest of the crew has to be able to land it in an emergency.
Sure.
So one morning was all the crews started checking out the flight engineer because I was right-handed. So first I made takeoff. I had to 5 takeoffs, 5 landings, 5 power on stalls.
Wow.
And,
Wow.
And so that old stable V-17, they pull that up a little bit, put it into a stall, and it start to shake like that. Then you drop the nose and down you go.
Wow.
And
yeah, you feel the shaking.
yeah, but you get up there and start shaking it with a power out stall. You look out, you could take the elevators and just.
Oh, and it's not doing anything.
I'm in the not the elevators, but the ailerons.
Yeah.
On the wingtip out there. You can just take just like that old airplane. Just sit there and shudder.
Yeah,
Just
not,
sit,
not turning. It's just
Wow.
no control. Of that
And
Scary. Scary.
then take all 5 landings and yeah. And I enjoy that part of the flight there because
You liked it, yeah? You liked doing that.
it seemed like I just like that kind of work.
Mm-hmm.
You know, knowing the aircraft and everybody depending on you knowing the aircraft. What?
Flew in military aircraft as well, but it wasn't quite as exciting. I wasn't the air crew, but with my job, I got to fly doing the nuclear command and control on the aircraft. So it's a big Navy, 4-engine Boeing, and there's a skiff on the plane. Has no windows. There's a skiff on the plane though, so we did top secret nuclear command and control stuff from the skiff. But and the plane drags a 2-mile wire out the back. There's a wire that they release out the back of the plane, and the wire is like 2 miles long.
Yeah.
What's the wire doing?
That's for the radio.
Oh.
Radio wire. So. But it wasn't quite as exciting. No shooting guns or anything out of the.
You didn't get to practice landing it.
Takeoffs and landings.
Oh man.
Or power on stalls or anything. But it was fun. It's an interesting job.
I started Sean in the building model airplanes. He had that 1 model airplane, big as this beard.
Yeah, I remember those, the big models.
Yeah.
Catalina.
At Catalina, yeah.
The wingspread was big, and so we're going to Catalina.
Yep.
And he taped it up the top of the Morning Star. He taped it up on the ceilings so we could get around inside, and took it over there, flew it for the first time, and I think that got him started into being a pilot.
Yeah, airplanes.
It might have been even earlier than that he was into it. Yeah, he was into it time he was a little kid. Like James or something.
Yeah.
So any questions? Oh, it still comes back to me pretty good.
He should, yeah. I mean, really, all those details. So.
Yeah.
That's just, you know what I did all over the world. So it was pretty darn exciting.
Which overseas assignment did you like the best? Vietnam, Iraq, Iran,
I had some pretty good assignments.
Philippines.
Yeah. Philippines is okay. And Vietnam was okay. Japan.
He went around. He got his Shellback. Alex, did you see that Shellback thing?
I have the same exact
You have
one.
the Alex. Alex has that same certificate, Dad.
Yeah, I have the exact same certificate with my name on it.
Where'd
The
you go?
Shellback, yeah.
Yeah, it's same certificate. Yeah, the same
Yeah.
size and Shellback. Everybody gets that, huh?
Yeah.
Pretty much the same as the dates.
Yeah.
The Navy or what?
Yeah.
Did you have to go through that crazy hazing
Oh,
stuff?
yeah.
Grandpa went through the hazing too.
Well, it crossed 4 times as a Shellback, so that's... Or
Yeah,
3
you
times as a
didn't
Shellback.
come across on a aircraft carrier, did you?
No. Just on the OPD. That'd be so many people going through it at once on an aircraft carrier. We had
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
a crew of 400. Well, and we had the Marines as well, so we also had a lot of the Marines going through.
Oh, the Marines had to do it too with
Yeah.
you.
we all got, you take the uniform off. I had to wear a uniform those days. Not a military uniform, it's khaki stuff.
Mm-hmm.
It was, you had to take that off and put it inside out.
Yeah.
You put it inside out, you get down on your hands and knees, and the whole squadron would crawl out on the aircraft elevator that brings the airplanes up top deck. And so you had your hands and knees crawling out there, and then we crawling out there. There the guys were up on deck.
Yeah.
And what do they do to you up there?
With a fire hose and everything.
Spraying you?
Forcing us down. Then we crawl through those garbage, big engine containers full of garbage, and we have to get in those things.
Ugh. You have to swim through the garbage.
Yeah, so now that's just a routine for everybody that crossed.
That's how you earned your certificate, huh?
Huh?
That's how you earned your certificate over
Yeah.
there.
Yeah, ours was about the same.
Yeah, you had to do the same.
Wearing the pants, everything, and I remember everything being inside out. Yeah,
Wow.
pretty much crawling around the entire morning or however long it took.
Well,
Crawling
yeah.
everywhere,
Amazing, yeah.
eating weird things and doing these like being hosed down, with the fire hoses all day. So,
That's funny. That's quite similar, huh?
yeah,
Oh.
it's all a long tradition. So
Yeah.
it's,
You want to get a crock and a bite of,
Meatloaf.
oh yeah, probably
Did you have enough, Dad?
yeah, I had,
give him a bite of meat.
and then give
You can have a bite.
old dogs a treat.
Good boy.
Good stuff. Oh.
Has he had it that he had?
No, I don't think he said anything.
Oh.
Oh.
Wow, that's
Don't
enough
get
for him.
sick.
Otherwise,
Yeah, watch out. Don't give him too much.
good boy. Good boy.
That squadron, when you were in the squadron waiting to get shipped out to World War II, where do you think you would have gone? Would you have gone to the Pacific or to Europe?
8th Air Force.
8th Air Force, where was that?
We were more or less assigned already to the 8th Air Force.
And where was the 8th Air Force?
That's in England.
In England. Okay, so you would have gone over there. Wow.
Yeah.
Flying over to France and Germany.
Jeez, cool. And did you want to go? Were you excited or were you kind of afraid?
Oh, yeah.
Everybody you wanted to get in? You wanted to see action?
Yeah. I was in the cadet program,
Yeah.
learned to fly, and we got to stand in there, shipment guys at the various bases, crewing up with different crews, and the pilots would go to some place in Texas, the navigators would go to some school in New Mexico, and the bombardiers had the schools in Oklahoma, and I didn't have any place to go, so my buddies and I, we wanted to skip that. I had never been so many aircraft schools that I was sick of going to school.
Ah, you didn't want to go to the classes, huh?
Yeah, so I said, well, you can get there faster and help out in the war effort if you want to go to Las Vegas. to flight engineer school.
Ah. Mm-hmm.
And so that's how I wound up in Las Vegas.
Aha, because you wanted to go to the flight engineer school.
Yeah,
You can just sip that. I think you don't have to take the top off.
yeah. So I've been going to so many schools, and in the cadet program, I was sent to Arizona State. I took the class at Arizona State to become.
In Tempe or where?
Huh?
In Tempe?
Tempe,
Yeah. Uh-huh.
So I went down there to school, and then from there I went to Santa Ana. Santa Ana's for another school.
Another
I was
school.
always in some school. And I was getting kind of sick of that. Good God.
Yeah, jumping around from one school to
I
another.
wanted to get over there and start some action.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And trying on the different barracks and stuff is also, I know from experience, it's just a big hassle going around to the different barracks at different schools and checking
Yeah.
in everywhere and finding out where you're supposed to go.
Didn't
And all these,
see me coming back the second time.
yeah.
Disappointed when the war ended and you didn't get to see any action, or were you
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
so happy that it was over? But you were a little bit disappointed, right, that you didn't get in action.
Yeah.
Did you know anybody who was killed? Any friends of yours got killed?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah?
My girlfriend's brother was killed in a P-38. He just disappeared.
Just disappeared.
Yeah.
Yeah, over the ocean or in
Yeah, it
Europe.
I'll never forget it. It was over the year before my graduation. He come home from the Air Force, and those were the days when you wore sheep clothing, fur, and all that stuff.
Oh yeah, that was popular. Sheep wool jackets and stuff. Yeah.
He had a great big stuffy thing, and yeah. Well, he took training in P-38s, and took off from England someplace, and just never came back. And they found a P-38 up in Norway, stripped someplace up there.
Oh really?
Yeah, I could never check in and see if that had been him, because he was right on the shoreline. All the sand had come over and more or less covered up the airplane. But I always, it said it was a P-38 pilot there in World War II.
What was his name?
Norton, Norton Moen.
Oh, Moen. That's right. That your girlfriend's name was Moen. Last name.
Yeah.
So Norton Moen. So he was he disappeared, huh? The whole crew disappeared, huh?
No, he was solo.
Oh, solo.
He's combat pilot.
Oh, wow.
Oh yeah, P-38 's a combat.
P-38.
Krokiet won't leave him alone, no.
Yeah.
It's nice being able to tell you guys all this stuff. I just didn't know if you were wondering what the heck I did and all that stuff.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's interesting hearing.
How much of has been accomplished since I grew up in, just as they've landed on the moon, they're on their way to Mars, and all these things, new things coming.
Yeah, all that stuff. Moon landing.
In,
Oh, you were around for that.
Store to the Mahnomen golf course. So we'd have a golf course right.
yeah, you would have a golf course right by your farm.
Yeah. Those days, we for putting, we have to rake it. All I have is sand.
Yeah.
At the sand at the greens.
Mhm.
Supposed to be green, but so we hit the ball, we get on the green, and then we'd have to pull a rake towards the hole, make it smooth. Then we putt.
Why didn't they have grass? There's so much rain in Minnesota.
Well, I think at the time they were still building the course
I see.
part of it,
Mm-hmm.
but I think there's green still.
Yeah. I wonder how different life would have been if he stayed in Minnesota. Been pretty different.
Yeah. We were talking about that last night. All the boys are, all the surfing and everything that people are into couldn't have happened. Wouldn't have happened. Well, Tommy finally made it out here, I guess, but from Minnesota.
Yeah. Well, I Sam at Edwards Air Force Base, where they were designing all the new aircraft. That was a good assignment. So,
Did you meet Chuck Yeager and all those people back there? Did you meet any of those Apollo
Yeah.
people?
You met Chuck Yeager?
huh?
You met Chuck Yeager?
Boy, when I was on that crew that flied to Europe and show up the C-130,
Mhm.
we picked up Chuck Yeager and the
Jackie Cochrane.
Mhm.
We picked them up in Palermo, Sicily,
Oh.
and brought them back to another big, huge meeting they were having. They were around Europe at that time, different air bases.
Mhm.
So we then picked them up and took them to the various towns in Germany. And, but yeah, I talked to them back there. They had, in this C-130 we had bunk beds with the back.
Mhm.
And we'd sit back there and we'd talk about different things where we lived and all this.
Was he a pretty nice guy, Chuck Yeager?
So, yeah, and Jackie Cochran, she was in the right-hand seat up front.
Mhm.
Yeah. She was co-pilot back from Palermo to back to Europe.
Oh.
So,
Yeah.
yeah.
You have any regrets?
Huh?
Do you have any regrets or something you wish you would have done?
No. Civilian investigation I was on.
On a military base, though, right?
Edwards.
Yeah, at Edwards, yeah.
Probably because it was on the military base.
Right.
Yeah, they'd fly that airplane up to from Santa Barbara, where they built the aircraft, and flying up there. and do all our testing up there, Edwards.